good in the web? This is your boy Q, back with some of that geekly news. And I know it's been a minute. I know it's been what? At least 2 weeks since I've done the geekly news. Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Anybody? Anybody? Are the crickets playing? The crickets are playing, aren't they? So where have I been? Well, I've been in the lab trying to work on some new concepts and new layouts and designs, and I hope that you like them. Not to mention, it's been Switchmas in March. And not only has it been the arrival of the long-awaited Nintendo Switch, that NS that we all know and love, but Horizon Dawn also released on February 28th, which might as well be March, because unless you are some kind of super gamer or you have a special power, then you probably didn't beat that game on February 28th. So that means that technically came out in March. And what are you doing to me, Nintendo? What are you doing, Sony? Dropping, you know what, Nier on March 7th? That game is amazing looking. It looks like an old school Square, not Square Enix, Squaresoft RPG. And Horizon Zero Dawn, Jurassic Park meets Zelda meets Transformers in an open world environment. Not to mention Breath of the Wild. And I don't know if I will be able to beat any of these games before Mass Effect Andromeda releases. That comes out on March 28th. So, not only is my time being stretched, but my damn pockets are being emptied as well. I feel like Link first waking up on Breath of the Wild. I have no rupees. And speaking of that Nintendo Switch, well, you know what? It's actually done a lot better than most people expected. And this, for me, was no surprise, because finally, the ability to take a console with you as you go is a godsend. I've taken it to work, I've taken it to the doctor's office, and I walked down the street, I waited in a restaurant, and actually used a Nintendo Switch. Not only is that Nintendo Switch still hyped and ready, but if you look online, you can't find the damn thing. Of course, that also has to do with Nintendo and its shortages, but the system, for what it is in its early infancy, is actually a pretty good system. The Breath of the Wild has already sold more than Wii Sports, which was included in the original Wii, and also Mario 64, which makes it the top grossing Nintendo launch title game of all time. Nintendo Switch just outbeat the Wii for the best launch of any Nintendo home console. So I only see things going up from here, especially if Nintendo can keep this high pace of first-party games, and by E3, the rest of these third-party games and triple third-party titles and games will be forced to be like, well, we have to try and make something. Nintendo still needs to work out on more than a few little tweaks on their interface, music, some of the little configurations with the Joy-Cons, and how other things go in the system, but for what it is now, it's actually a really good system. If you haven't, I'm pretty sure you're enjoying it, and it's only going to get better the further we go along after E3 and before Christmas. Guess who's back, back again, Jack is back, tell your friends, guess who's back, Jack is back, that's right, Samurai Jack is back after an 11-year hiatus. Damn, I almost forgot that it was that long ago that Samurai Jack was released, and after such a long time, and it ending, Season 5 of Samurai Jack is back on Toonami. The series follows a darker tone and a more mature concept within a world 50 years later after Jack wakes up. I won't spoil too much for you, but let's just say this time around, it's not all about machines and bolts. And this is perfect, because not only is Jack back, but Toonami is back as well, with such stellar lineup as Samurai Jack, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Kai, Gundam Unicorn, One Piece, Ghost in the Shell, and Naruto Shippuden. This is starting to look like the Toonami of old, but for the new times. And I've already mentioned these games in March where it's feeling much like Christmas, but did I mention that it's also March Movie Madness? Not only has my time been stretched between video games, anime, and I just renewed my Crunchyroll, but these movies that are coming out in March. First, it started off with Get Out, a movie I still have to go see. Logan, Ghost in the Shell is going to be at the end of the month anchoring it, and Beauty and the Beast, the live adaptation, which I was really skeptical, but it's actually been growing on me because Disney Beauty and the Beast, the animated version, is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. So, if you're like me, you have to bide your time and your money for that exact situation, movie, and game that you want. And hope and pray to the Mother Hylia that you picked the right one. The word on the street from the geeks is this Iron Fist, the original Netflix series that comes out next week, March 17th, isn't looking too good. Not only have the critics hammered it because of the fact that they say you can barely make it past episode 2, that it's boring, slow paced, and bad dialogue, but the show's star, Finn Jones, actually deleted himself from Twitter after trying to white-splain diversity after 21-year-old Singapore artist Asakun Han went into a brief conversation, nothing major, no disrespect, about the irony of being diverse when, yet again, Marvel and the creators of this show had an opportunity to make a change and diversify the show by having Louis Tan, half actor, half stuntman, star as Iron Fist. Yet they decided to cast him as Iron Fist's arch enemy, Zhang Chao. And since we just had some Targaryen news, aka Finn Jones, then you know there must be some GOT, some Game of Thrones news lately. And it just was released last week that the official release date for Season 7 of Game of Thrones is going to be on July 16th, 2017. And while that usually comes out in April, this is not so bad, even though we've all been waiting to jump back into this story of Fire and Ice. It's not as bad as we think because this is already going to be a shortened season. And even though it's going to be a shortened season, the directors have already said that they're going to put a few extra minutes, like 10 to 11 minutes, in each episode. So this is going to compensate for the fact that it's coming out in July. But this has been your boy Q, your friendly neighborhood geek, back with some of that geekly news. And if you did like this video, please hit that like button. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all things geek. If you do have any comments, concerns, or news you'd like me to cover, make sure you put it in the comment section below, and I'll see what I can do. And until next time, remember, eat, geek, sleep, repeat. I'm out.